Our next guest has a passion for baking and blogging and even gives tutorials on cake decorating on YouTube. But what's even more impressive is that she's only 14 years old. Today we welcome Julia Esposito to our kitchen. Nice to have you here, Julia. Julia, when did you start baking?
I started baking in well, ever since I was little, I was baking, but my passion really started in second grade.
You realized, hey, I'm kind of good at this?
Yeah.
Do you cook with your mom or your grandma?
Well, my grandma. My mom's not really a great cook.
We won't tell her. All right, and today we're talking about fondant, and it's like that frosting kind of that makes the cake look smooth,
yes,
right? It's easy when you're planning on decorating.
Yep, and this is our cake. Before I came here, I stacked two straight cakes.
Okay.
So the top of it, you know that muffin top you can get when you're baking on the top of it? It's important to cut that off because without it, you'd have
It'd be a little lopsided, right?
Yeah, a little bit of a circle on the top. So I just dirty iced it, which is basically crumb coating it. When you put fondant over it, it doesn't really matter if there's going to be a few cake crumbs because you're just putting this over it. So I put my fondant over, used my fondant smoother. You just smooth the top of it out and then smooth the sides of it out so there's no bumps or air pockets or anything.
Is it a little easier said than done? I know you have a lot of practice with this.
A little bit.
Because what happens though if it doesn't fit or you get a crack in it? What do you have to do?
Up until a couple weeks ago, I was really bad with just putting it on top of a cake. I mean, I would have creases down the sides. It's sort of like a skirt. You just have to pull it out and then push it down and then keep doing that all the way around.
I see.
So today we're going to have a ribbon and then some flower cutouts like this. And
it's going to look like that at the end, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, show me how to do this.
All right, so here I have a ribbon cutter. You can get this at any craft store. So I just started rolling it. You're just going to take it and roll it all the way down.
Now, is fondant, you get something that's pre-made, or do you make fondant? How does it start?
You can do both things. You can buy it at your craft store, which is what I do, because it takes a long time to make.
Okay.
You're just going to take this ribbon off like this.
Got it. And
you want to make sure you at least have enough to cover your cake, because if you'd rather have too much than too little. Fondant on fondant, the only way to attach it is to put water on it, because when you attach it, water onto it, it makes a simple syrup, which allows it to stick.
Oh, okay.
So we're just going to take our water brush right here.
And that's like the glue.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's the glue. So we're just going to take this, pour it on. And this also, it works great if you have any imperfections on the bottom of the cake, because
you
this
can just
will
hide it, right?
Right. And the same thing goes for with the flowers. If there's any dents in the top of it, you just
cover it
up.
So you had a little bit of extra there. You're just going to cut it.
So we're just going to take our scissors and cut that off, and then stick it, and there it is.
Pretty easy, right?
Yep. And now we're going to move over here. So what you want to do is have 3 colors of fondant. I picked these because I thought springtime's coming up, it'd be perfect. So we have 3 flower cutters, and you want to assign each cutter a color.
Okay.
So if you want to get started doing them,
I can help.
So there's no set number on how many you need to have, but it's just all what meets the eye.
All right. Well, this is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about your blog. What can we find on there?
You could find anything. There's a little bit of something for everyone. Whether I have recipes for green smoothies, I have recipes for how to make homemade yogurt drops, and then there's anything.
What's a yogurt drop, Julia?
Well, it's something I found on Pinterest, my favorite website. It's just, you put the yogurt on the tray and then freeze them overnight, and then they're like little portable frozen yogurt to bring around.
That. And a green smoothie, you like those?
Yeah. I just started making them.
Healthy for you, right?
Yeah. Oh, I just keep turning this oven off.
That's okay. We'll melt the fondant a little. So this is great. So we have a couple of these.
Yeah, and if you have kids in your family, this is perfect to make with them, because all it is literally just taking these.
Can I make some small ones
here?
Yeah,
make some small. Oh, jeez.
All right.
And you're going to want to have more medium-sized ones than anything, because you're not going to want all big ones all over your cake. As you can see here, I put some small ones, some medium ones. Get a variety on there. All right, now that we have some cut out, you're going to want to take your biggest one.
Okay.
Set it aside, put it right here. Take your medium one, turn it over, apply some water on the back of it, just allowing it to stick. Line it up.
And this guy goes on top?
Yep, so then you just put some water on there.
Doesn't matter, the flour or anything?
No, that will actually go away after a while once you stick it in the fridge.
Oh, how pretty that is. Now, that's edible?
Yeah, this is edible. So
I love it.
You just want to flip it over.
Oh, because now we have to glue it to the cake.
Yeah. put some water on the back of it now. And I like to put them all over the place. So we could do something like this, or you could just put them on the top or the sides.
And it stays put, Julia?
Yeah, and it stays put. So
Let
if
me
you want
borrow
to
your
try
water
that,
pen.
there
Thank you. What do you want to do when you grow up? I'm assuming probably.
I want to be a baker. I want to be a pastry
chef.
Yeah. I actually know what college I want to go to.
Tell us,
grade.
Julia.
I want to go to the Culinary Institute of America.
There you go. At least that's nearby still.
Right.
All
I've
right.
actually visited it a couple times.
Did you?
Yeah.
How fun is that? All right, so we're going to put a little water on the bottom here.
Yeah, and then just put it wherever you want on there, Teresa.
Thank you. And do you like the taste of the fondant? Or?
It depends on what kind it is. Sometimes the color, there you go, looks good.
I put it right in the middle.
Sometimes the color makes it taste a little bit weird because the dye in it. But I mean, it's okay. Not something you want to eat in quantity.
But it makes it look pretty.
Yeah.
All right, so we have about a minute left. I'm assuming we just kind of put
Pop
these
them on.
together, and you could do just about any shape and size,
Yeah,
right?
and you could do circles in it. You can cut out the center and put a circle in there to make it look like a flower with a center on it.
Yeah.
But the possibilities are endless, and that's the thing I love about cake decorating, because whatever you want, you just put it on your cake. And
This is so fun. And you told me that you made the cake yourself too, right?
Yeah, and that recipe can be found on my blog, and there's also a YouTube video for that too.
What makes it so great?
Well, there's lots of sugar in it.
That always helps, right?
And buttercream as well. It's important to have a good buttercream to allow it to stick. When you put your cake, when you take it out of the oven, you want to level it off. Then you want to let it cool off for about an hour or so. Put on your buttercream. It's important to have a good buttercream because that's what's going to stick to the fondant.
Got it.
So when you put it in the fridge, it sort of crusts over.
I see.
And so in order to bring it back to life, you want to get a spray bottle of water.
Okay.
And then just spray it on there. So
very good tips.
And if you want a couple small sized ones too.
You could do that. All
you
right.
could just
Julie, we're just about out of time, but give us your blog one more time where
My
we can
blog
find it.
is Jules Bakes, but it can be found by juliaesposito.wordpress.com.
Very good. And we'll have the recipe over on WTNH.com. Just click on Style.